Understanding and recognizing a match cut is one thing, but actually planning, filming, and editing them can be a bit tricky. So let's look at a few ways to create your own match cuts to improve your videos. Hey everyone, Camber here, showing you how to use your camera to make good videos. So if you're new, consider subscribing. And in my last video, I showed a lot of movie examples of how match cuts can really improve the storytelling of a film. But you may also quickly find out that making these cuts isn't as easy as it seems once you try it. What I'm going to do in this video is recreate 5 of those match cuts that I showed you in the last video, and then show you some considerations while filming, as well as a quick rundown on editing techniques for the various types of match cuts. So let's start this off with some lightsaber action.
The whole story.
It's pretty simple. We just get them lined up, and we're just going to do a few takes of them going by and clashing lightsabers, and then basically going to another setup, getting them to crash the exact same way so that it blends together really well. So now it's nighttime. We're doing the second half of the clash for the lightsabers. I got the picture on my phone again that we took to line them up how we want them to be, and then we got them here lined up again. Honey, move back that way some. And ready to make this work. And the editing for this clip is pretty simple. I just scrub through and find the place where the lightsabers hit, then do the same with the other clip, overlay them on top of each other, and then I bring the opacity down on the top clip and then just start moving them around and match them up as best as I can.
The whole story.
So what we're gonna do here is getting initially a shot of the car. I'm gonna be on a skateboard with the gimbal here, and gonna get it driving along, and then we're gonna take a picture with the same framing and then use that zooming into the picture and it turning into the car to get the same effect as the spaceship. We finished filming the car going down the road, so I took a snapshot from it and printed it on this paper here, and then had the kids trace over it. You can see here set up so we have a drawing of the car that's gonna blend into it, and we're just gonna shoot her, making it look like she's drawing it, and then use that as our transition. And this clip is pretty similar. I went through and found the place where I wanted to blend into the car, and then I overlaid the drawing on that, brought down the opacity, and then started resizing it so it fit the car as closely as possible. And then I brought in a cross dissolve so it could slowly fade into the car.
I can't wait to get a car.
We're gonna try to do the transition now where the gorilla throws up its baby, and then Tarzan is the baby that comes back and his mom catches him. It seems like this would be an easy one because there's nothing in frame and it just switches characters. But the thing that's tricky here is we gotta get this zoomed in far enough so that I'm not in the frame when it goes up, and then pick something to shoot for, which right here on the screen, we're trying to get this tree about halfway up so we can know when we switch from the bear to the kid that we can start there and be ready to bring it back down. And the last thing we got to think about is focus. Since we're going up and down like that, we don't want to be using autofocus because then it's going to try to change focus to there and change back. So set the focus on me in the starting point, put it manual, and leave it there. For this clip, I cut it just before the movement stops going up, and then cut the next clip and brought it over, and then brought down the opacity again and started adjusting it to make it match as closely as possible. But the tricky thing with this one was that the sky was a little bit different between the two shots. So what I did was exported a still of that clip, and then I brought that back in and expanded it to give me a little bit of extra time with the cross dissolve so that the difference wouldn't be as noticeable when it changed from one clip to the other. And it made it a bit smoother on the transition. This example we're going to do is one of the easiest ones where your subject's not moving at all. We're going to use one of the spirit examples here.
I'm gonna miss you too.
So I got the camera set up there. We got the picture for it here just to make it look similar. So the next thing we're going to do is we got the shot lined up here that we're going to match. So I'm going to take a picture of that, and then we're going to head down and reframe the same shot. Got a chair for her so she'll be the right height. I got the picture we're going to use to line up, and what I like to do here is I framed it up how I want, but I always shoot a little bit wider. That way you have a little bit to work with to crop in to make the two shots match better. This one's more the same. I just cut where I wanted to blend the two clips together, overlaid it, brought down the opacity again, and then started cropping in on the wider outside shot to match the inside shot better. Then I lined the clips up, threw a cross dissolve on there to make it look more like what happened in the show.
I'm gonna miss you, Dad.
So what we're gonna do here is try to recreate the transition in Spirit when the camera goes up to the moon, then it changes from the moon to the sun, and it's daytime and back down.
This is it. This is the job for me.
Obviously, it's going to be really hard to try to focus on the moon, and then the sun's not going to be in the same place, so it won't work out. So what we're going to do is have them walk inside and just kind of move up to a different part in the house, and then the big part is just leaving the camera here and waiting until it gets dark so we can start from the same place. And basically we're just going to pan and tilt right back down them as they're leaving the house. So it's like they came, time passed, now they're leaving. And this last one was pretty simple again. I just went to the place where I wanted to match the clips, overlaid it, brought down the opacity so I could see both of them, adjusted the size the best I could, then put the clips together with the cross dissolve, and it worked out pretty well. And those are some ways to make variations of match cuts for your films. And obviously you could spend a lot more time tweaking these to make them look even better in your videos, but one of the big things to keep in mind is that you want to get a lot of takes of your shots so that you have options to work with. And if you want more personal help on your filmmaking journey, then feel free to join my private Facebook group linked below where I can better answer your filmmaking questions. And as always, if this video is helpful, then please help me out, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you soon.